What I just realized that men at different stages of their lives, they prioritize different things. For example, when he's in the building stage of his life, he will prioritize a woman who is frugal, good with money, and just overall low maintenance. Because at this point in his life, he just wants to focus on his work, focus on his business, and growing his wealth. But when he becomes wealthy and successful, his priorities for what a good partner should be for him changes. So now he's going to prioritize someone who will show his success, who will be a good status symbol. This explains the starter wife phenomenon. A man replaces his first wife who helped him build his empire with a possibly younger, prettier woman who can better communicate his new status. I'm not saying this is all men, but I'm just saying this is a phenomenon and keep this in mind when dating.
Imagine building a life with someone only to realize you're just a stepping stone in their grand plan. Today, we're diving into the hidden world of starter wives, women who find themselves discarded once their partners achieve success. Stick around, because sign number 6 left even our experts speechless.
If you don't know how to manage your loving and nurturing energy, you become the starter wife to somebody. This is completely gender irrelevant, meaning you can be a man, woman, any gender, and the other person can be man, woman, any gender. This can also happen in any relationship. When you look in history, so many successful men have had their starter wives. Once they hit their peak of success and fame, once they break through, they have a divorce. Think any business genius, celebrity, public figure. There is a clear reason to this and a power struggle between these two people. The starter wife is somebody very nurturing and giving. This person builds up the sense of self of the person who wants success. But more than that, there's a constant power dynamic hierarchy. The person who wants to become successful needs to pump their ego so they can go out there and face their fears. They need to become more audacious, more grandiose to achieve success. So then what they do is that they practice with their starter wife by breaching their boundaries, being microaggressive and aggressive towards that person. And sometimes the starter wife doesn't even understand that this is happening. Because what if the person doesn't have good boundaries or doesn't have a clear understanding of power dynamics? Even when the person playing the starter wife role is unaware, that energy gives a huge boost to the person who wants to achieve success in the capitalistic terms. So then this person has many wins using the starter wife and by abusing power on this person or breaching them and getting away with it. And that practice, they take it out into the business world. And that is how they succeed. Once they get to a certain place, they will discard the starter wife and replace that person with someone else who can give them the kind of energy that they need now to get to the next level of success. Not only discard, but also attempt to destroy the starter wife when there is no use for them anymore, or when the starter wife becomes aware and starts to put up boundaries and cuts off the nurture supply. Now, what does this mean for you? You need to understand this because this is happening to you right now. If you consider yourself a good person, a good girl, a pleaser, or an empath.
Hello, and welcome to the Stellar Wife Club. Let's talk about women who are usually used as stepping stones for their husband's success, the starter wife. You've probably heard of this and perhaps wondered if it applies to you. Well, we're about to shed light on this often overlooked relationship dynamic. But first, what exactly is a starter wife? It's a term for someone, typically a woman, who supports her partner through the early stages of their career or life, only to be left behind once that partner achieves success. It's like being the launch pad for someone else's dreams while your own gather dust. The men in this situation often have a dream girl in mind and eventually sort after them when they achieve a certain level of wealth. The dream girls these men marry typically don't contribute much to their life or career. They are there as a decoration and are showered love and money. These dream girls are referred to as trophy wives. Sadly, a lot of sugar girls, soft life, feminine women aspire for the trophy wife lifestyle. If you're wondering if you're in this situation, here are 8 crucial signs to look out for. And remember, if any of these resonate with you, it doesn't mean your relationship is doomed, but it definitely deserves a closer look. 1. Financial imbalance and control. Picture this. You're working just as hard, but somehow your partner always has the final say on money matters. They might control the purse strings, limit your access to funds, or expect you to foot the bill while they protect their own earnings. A friend going through this recently shared with me that she was shocked to discover her husband had a secret savings account with enough for a down payment on a house, while she was pinching pennies to buy groceries. Now, why am I not surprised? This is typical of men who turn their wife to starter wives. 2. Career sacrifices and lack of support. Have you turned down a job offer for your partner's career move? Or a degree you put on hold to support the family? Starter wives often find their ambitions playing second option, especially if you're married to a perceived high-value man. It's even worse if you marry a narcissist. He won't allow you have any sort of financial freedom. If your partner's response to your goals is always, "Not now," or "We can't afford for you to do that," then it's time to pause and think. Think, ladies. 3. Emotional unavailability. Does your partner seem more married to their smartphone than to you? Emotional unavailability is a huge red flag. If deep conversations are met with grunts or eye rolls, or if you always feel lonely even when you're in the same room with him, it might be time for a heart-to-heart conversation. When you complain or try to address this emotional detachment, he might respond with gaslighting you. 4. Unequal household responsibilities. Let's be real. Managing a household is a full-time job. If you're working, taking care of the kids, and still expected to have dinner on the table while your partner focuses on their career, something's gotta give. Someone gotta give, and guess what? It's you. It's you having to give your time away for domestic affairs, but he is too busy making money. But it shouldn't always be you.
This series is going to be for the ladies. How to know if you're a placeholder, part 1. The first sign is going to be if this man delays commitment with you. I promise you, ladies, men know what they want almost immediately. If he's confused or if he needs more time to figure things out, that just means that you're not the one for him and he's about to waste your time. And even if you want to take your time vetting him and enjoying the process of getting to know him, that's fine. But if he's not making it absolutely clear that he wants to take you off the dating market and he wants to make you his girlfriend, then that man is not interested in you and he is about to take you for a spin, and he's honestly going to just use you until he finds the woman he actually wants to commit to.
How to tell if you are the placeholder girl and not the dream girl. Disclaimer here, this is not to say that you are not amazing, you are not a queen in your own way. It is just to say that men have a very specific type. Just think of it like a puzzle piece. There's one specific puzzle piece that is going to fit into this puzzle, and it's not about how amazing you are, it's just about if you fit. And men know, and they will literally tell you. It is not that hard to interpret. Number 1, is he bad at communication? Is he bad at making plans? Is he bad at texting you back? Is he vague with his communication on, where this relationship is? Is he vague about how he feels about you? Because men are simple creatures and they mean exactly as they say. If they want to see you, they are going to text you back and they are going to make plans with you. They are going to make sure that they see you and that they can lock you down. Which brings me to point number 2, are they not locking you down? Because if you are his dream girl, he is going to lock that shit down as quickly as possible. Inserting a little personal anecdote here. With my ex, it was very, very vague commitment. He didn't really know what he wanted. He didn't really know where he saw me in his future. And me being me and being young and crazy, really wanted to know where I stood. And I pushed us into an engagement and marriage, and we got divorced. And then my husband literally locked me down as quickly as possible. The second we were in person together, will you be my girlfriend? A few weeks later, will you marry me? A few months later, we were married. If he wanted to, he would. Number 3, wandering eyes. If a man wants to be with you, you are the only person that he can see. He literally, Emily Ratajkowski could be walking next to him. He's not even going to notice her. He's not going to see her because all he cares about is you. All he sees is you. Men have literal tunnel vision for their dream girls. If he is still looking around, if he notices other people, if he likes other girls' Instagram pictures, you are a placeholder. My husband will literally mute some of my friends on Instagram because they're very beautiful models and they'll post a bikini picture. He will mute them so that doesn't show up on his feed, so that no one even sees him scrolling and looking at anything that could potentially be not me. Last and most importantly is the effort that they will put in. If you are the dream girl, they will move literal mountains to make sure that you are happy and you are fulfilled in your relationship. If you're the placeholder girl, that's when it starts getting into that nagging dynamic when you're like, why don't you take me on date night? Why don't you buy me flowers? Why don't you hold my hand? Why don't you tell me I'm pretty? It's because his brain literally doesn't think to do those things, so he's not going to do them. When you are the dream girl, he's constantly thinking, how can I keep her? I don't want to lose her. And I say this with so much love because it is not saying you're not good enough, he doesn't love you, blah, 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 blah. It is just saying men are simple creatures. They're looking for this puzzle piece of a dream girl. And if you are not it, do not waste your time because you are someone else's dream girl. You deserve the person that is moving mountains for you, over communicating, who's making plans with you, who's locking you down, who thinks you are literally the be all end all in their life.
5. Lack of long-term planning together. Close your eyes and picture your future. Now, does your partner feature in that vision? If they avoid talks about joint goals or their plans seem suspiciously solo, it might be time to ask some tough questions. If they often deflect or leave statements insinuating that you shouldn't worry about those plans or you wouldn't understand the bigger picture, that's a red flag. A man that truly values you and sees you in his future together will be open to having those conversations with you. 6. Feeling like a placeholder. This is the sign that shocked our relationship experts. If you've ever felt like you're auditioning for the role of permanent partner, or if your relationship seems stuck in perpetual beta testing, you might be dealing with a placeholder situation. One woman told me, he always talked about when we make it, but I realized we didn't include me. A man that will care for you when he makes it will start caring for you now with the little he has. If he is investing little to nothing in your relationship, then there's either a money problem or he doesn't value that relationship as much as you think he does. Or he could simply be a selfish person. That's not good either. 7. Constant criticism and never feeling good enough. You'd be perfect if only. Does that phrase sound familiar? If you're constantly striving to meet impossible standards, or if your partner's constructive criticism feels more destructive, that could be a sign. Your partner should be your biggest cheerleader, not your harshest critic. If you're never enough for him now, you will never be enough for him when he attains the next level of success. 8. Partner's sudden lifestyle changes after achieving success. Success can change people, but it shouldn't change the core of your relationship. If your partner's suddenly embarrassed to introduce you to colleagues, or if their idea of a good time now excludes you, it's a major red flag. That's a sign that you're not a dream girl and a trophy wife might be coming soon. Look, I'm not trying to scare you, neither am I telling you to get a divorce if you notice these signs, but here are a couple of things you can do. 1. Get your financial plan ready. Girl, you need your own money. Open a new bank account and get your money-making plan started. More on that in my next video. Stay tuned and subscribe so you don't miss out. Another thing you can do is to avoid fighting or arguing with him. Ask questions, take note, and remember his patterns. Also rule out other possibilities like cheating, huge debts, mental health crisis, and so on, so you can gain a better clarity on what's going on. 3. If you feel like these changes have affected your self-esteem, it helps to go for counseling or coaching. Career couching is one of my favorite. 4. It can be daunting to start life again if pull gets to shove, and going back to school as an adult might seem like forever, but you'll be just fine. Go get that degree you need to level up your income. In conclusion, please remember this. Identifying with some of these signs doesn't automatically mean you're a starter wife or that your relationship is doomed, but it does mean it's time for some serious reflection and communication. Healthy relationships are built on mutual support, shared dreams, and equal partnership. If you recognize your situation in any of these points, it might be time for an honest conversation with your partner or with yourself. Anyway, what do you guys think? Have you experienced any of these signs? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more relationship tips. You deserve to be more than someone's launchpad. You deserve to grow together. And until next time, Stellar Wife Club.